The Innovator Series, Radio Live.
I'm Ben Fahey, IoTLog's publisher and editorial director, and I'm talking with Peregrine Lobb, the co-founder of Internet of Things company IoTStream. So why did you want to get involved with the Vodafone Zone program? What do you think you've done differently since being involved? Has it opened up your specialisations that you had from the past? Has it given you extra expertise in different areas?
I think in terms of technical expertise, probably not that much. I mean, myself and Danny, we're relatively skilled. We know our field and things like that. But certainly in terms of opening up business opportunities, making introductions to the right people, and just sort of generally being helpful to us in terms of being a way of opening doors into customer conversations. It's been really, really useful in that respect. Yeah.
So what's one thing you know now that you may wish you knew earlier before you started on this journey?
Okay, I would say probably in terms of sort of financing and managing your expenditure as a startup, I think don't rush ahead and spend money on lawyers or things like that.
No long lunches.
No long lunches. Get down to work. But just manage your cash well. I mean, it's not that we haven't managed it well, but certainly as a startup, you need to be very conscious of the difference between your success and failure is just a few months of expenditure away, so you need to manage that very closely. What's
that phrase? One phone call from disaster.
Yes, exactly.
So what advice do you have for other innovators who might be thinking about turning their idea into a business?
Well, from my perspective, actually, I think I would just say go for it. If you're relatively, I was relatively conservative in my outlook, and I didn't particularly like taking risks in terms of, new business ventures and stuff like that. But once you actually make the decision to make that leap, it's something, I'm so glad that I did it. I've got no regrets whatsoever. It's been really, really enjoyable. It continues to be enjoyable. And, no matter what happens in the future, it's actually been something that I'm going to build on and really enjoy. So, yeah, I'd say just go for it. Don't spend too much time worrying about the implications of your actions. Just go for it and see where you end up.
So we've mentioned some of the applications already. Coffee machines, headphones, etc. What are some of the applications that stick out for you with this technology that we may see in the future?
I think a combination of Pokemon Go is a very, very big thing at the moment, and that's augmented reality. So it's where you superimpose monsters onto mobile phone screens, and there's a bit of that. It's not necessarily missing, it's not part of the product, but you could definitely see it added into the future. And that's actually the integration of real-world elements, IoT elements, into your Pokemon Go. So rather than having just having an imaginary monster in your screen, you'd also have sort of digital beacons, if you like, that would be superimposed on the environment that would trigger certain events on your phone. So you could walk around with a little beacon, you could drop it into a park, and that beacon would emit some sort of signal that getting picked up by your mobile phone. It could be, a spawning point for monsters or something like that. So you can imagine how, in terms of an IoT sense, rather than just having a synthetic world imposed over IR, you could also have a real world that adds into that as well as just the map. So you could actually interact with the environment in a digital sense. So all the beacons everywhere are giving off information. You could play games perhaps which are linked to sort of real world locations or real world movable base stations that would create certain environments for people to play with. So I think it's like a combination of AR and IoT would be quite an interesting application for the future.
That's this week's Vodafone Zone Innovator Series. You can listen back to the night's stories or share the links to them at radiolive.co.nz, at zone.vodafone.co.nz and at ideolog.co.nz. Join us at 7:30 next Thursday and we'll hear from the founder of Tech Futures Lab, Francis Valentine, and Paul Collins from Parking Sense. Thanks to Vodafone Zone and IdeaLog, I'm Mark Sainsbury, and after the latest from News Hub, it's your nights with Karen Hay.
The Vodafone Zone Innovator Series, Radio Live.